Lex talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Woo! Wow, clap it up, boys.
Oh, baby.
Welcome back.
You welcome back.
Oh, no, you welcome back.
You.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was
you.
gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
This guy.
Yeah,
I'm back,
we missed
ladies
you.
and
We missed
gentlemen.
you.
I know. I missed you guys too.
It's all
I
right.
tried taking your position.
We're back.
but
We're better
failed.
than ever.
Hell yeah. Let's do
Corey,
it.
he did great, but he didn't do the intro as great as you.
It's really hard to beat it. I mean, toe to toe with Buffer.
It's impossible,
yeah,
man.
it's pretty
Besides
difficult.
you and Buffer, there's no one else in the industry.
I agree.
If I get my chance again, I'm coming for that neck.
Yeah.
You're losing. Bob and weave it.
Yeah.
The Buffer.
Life's all about opportunities,
I
though.
know.
Corey grabbed that opportunity, bro. He did it,
He
man.
looked
grabbed
at
it.
you
He
in the
did it,
soul
man.
and said,
He did it.
"Me."
I was giving it the silent, like, give it a second.
Yeah.
I was talking to Corey.
And
he
Corey's
was
like, all right.
Life, you gotta take shit, you know? You gotta take it by the balls and grab it.
I was talking to Corey, and he was like, "Yeah, they talked about how happy I was gonna do it." He's like, "I don't know, dude. Like, just the spirit of you came through me sitting in your chair, and I just did it." I was like, okay.
I love
But without further ado, welcome back to Let's Talk About It, episode 44.
Flows on tipping.
44.
Beautiful,
44
beautiful
down.
run. Without further ado,
44 more.
my name is Thomas McCauley, your head of business development, and to my left I have.
Frank Grizzly Lawando, the COO.
Frankie D, CEO.
Love it.
Appia Fragoletti, Director of Banking Relations. And Louis Fragoletti, the CHO.
Wow.
And now, introducing the number one A team in the world, Lexington!
Clap it up.
Sorry, Louis.
Great fucking intro, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
I appreciate
Best in the
it.
world.
That's what I'm here for.
Great job.
Wonderful job.
Amazing job.
The best of nights.
Fantastic job.
So,
You know what they say over here?
what?
Great days.
Oh, I love this one.
What do they lead
You know,
to? What do they lead to, Frankie?
Great mornings.
What do they lead to, Frankie?
Lead to great days.
Which
What does
then-
that go to?
Lead to great nights.
Whoa, whoa,
Which
whoa,
then goes
whoa.
to-
Great weeks.
Dude.
Which then formulates.
Great months.
Oh,
Which
my
then
God.
we get.
Great years.
And after that,
a great life.
Yes,
life.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Great life.
Great lives over
I
here.
Great
love
life.
that in the morning
Yeah,
meetings.
so funny.
It's great.
So
That is
funny.
why every single day and night we say great day, great morning, and great night every
Great
time
night.
we greet
Yes,
each other.
Correct.
Yep.
You know what
Our
miserable people
greetings are
say?
great.
Have a good night.
Oh,
I'm
how you
alive.
doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah,
living
yeah.
the dream.
Doing good.
Life's okay.
I love saying that now and actually meaning it.
Life's great. You know?
It's great.
Yeah.
Doing great.
My dog died. Life's great.
It doesn't sound great, friend.
No, it's great. Everything's great.
Promise,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's all
And, I
mentality.
think that everybody here was born great,
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
or maybe were we made great.
Oh. Wow. Well, I
Wow.
guess
What a
I'll
coincidence.
debate
Quite
and
the
rebuttal
question.
you here shortly.
Oh.
Because I think we might be on the opposite ends of the spectrum with this one.
Oh.
But guys, let's
I'm on
dive
the
into it. Episode 44.
What are we talking
44,
about?
baby.
Are entrepreneurs made or are they born, baby?
Let's
What
talk
do we
about
think?
The
What do we
chicken or
think?
the egg?
Yeah, what do we think? Personally, I think it's chicken.
Guy.
You know,
But if
I'm
you,
saying made.
did God make a fetus at first, or did he make Adam? You know what I mean?
Whoa.
It correlates with chickens.
Whoa.
that's a whole other discussion.
It correlates with chickens.
Wow. So the chicken came first.
That's how I feel.
But some would argue that you need to lay the egg for the chicken to be born from, though.
And that's what our episode is about, guys. We were just joshing you.
Chickens.
We're not wise tailing you. but
We didn't even get to
are.
it yet.
Yeah, no, we didn't get to it. All right, so Tom, let's hear your take, man. Are entrepreneurs made or are they born?
I'm saying made. In my own experience, I was by no means an entrepreneur. I had work ethic and drive, but I didn't really have like the entrepreneurial mindset. I didn't know what really I was going to do. I was serving food. There's nothing entrepreneurial about that unless you're obviously a business owner. But I'm saying made. I mean, the amount that I've changed in the time that I've been here, 2 years now? I wasn't upbeat, wasn't happy, had the most flat tone of voice, long hair, straight face. That is the complete opposite of what an entrepreneur is. And just constant hard work and determination to make myself better in every single aspect of business and speaking and connecting with people and influencing people and winning friends and doing what needs to be done to make my life better is something that I would say, like you would say, is always kind of inside of you, but you have to make yourself do it. You have to sharpen the knife. You have to create the skills and utilize them correctly.
Yep.
So I'm saying made.
Okay. Grizzly, your take?
for the sake of things, I'm gonna hop on the Born train. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hop on the Born train for a few reasons, because I think just like athletes, there's a genetic disposition that is geared towards success. And I think that when you have those two great personalities that come together to make someone, it dials into that a little bit. Genetics are a thing. You're born a type A or a type B. You're born with the gift of gab. You're born with drive. Sometimes can you find it? Can you gather it? Of course, 100%.
Yep.
It's a spectrum, as we're talking about. But I'm on the born side. You gotta someone could be born into a great situation. You could just be made an entrepreneur like that. They didn't work hard a day in their life. Just born into some kind of success. So I think we could refute that in the future discussions.
Happy?
I'm a little bit torn between both of them, to be completely honest. I think that many entrepreneurs are made, but I think that many are also born. Not your trust fund babies born into the wealth, but just born in general. And I think this way just because of myself. Growing up, I always, for one, was different.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you are. No doubt. I mean, your name's Zappia. That's different to start
That's
with.
different enough
your
right
dad
there.
and mom birthed you to be different, bro. They
But
set you up for difference.
That they did, and thank God. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you both.
It starts with the name. Remember that, boys. Remember
It does.
Remember that.
It
So
does.
Mine looked at a
Appio
book and
Jr.
said most
Yeah,
common
watch
Thomas.
See,
are good.
Tom, we had to make you a different Tom.
Yeah.
There's
You're
a lot of
Tommy
Toms out there.
You are now Thomas.
You're Thomas. Thomas.
Tommy M's, Thomas,
sir.
Top
Yes.
G, whichever one.
You're
Top
Thomas.
G.
That was the OG one.
Yes, sir.
But it's a tough topic. It's
It
a
is.
tough topic because there are so
Definitely.
many things in my life that made me into the person that I am today.
Yep.
Biggest one being my father and how hard he was growing up and the lessons that he instilled in me. But I think that even without him, I'm a different type of person. Not like, no, I'm built different. Like, yes, that's obvious, I am. But I was always a little weird, to say the least, just doing different things than most in school and in life. And I always had that entrepreneurial mindset from my lemonade stands when I was a child to turning 16 years old and selling ice cream off of my boat. And I just know that the person that I always was growing up, before I even had a thought about success and money too much, I just always knew I was different in certain aspects and in comparison to others especially. And I feel like I was born to be the person I am today, and I am so happy that I was also made into the person I am as well. Give a little anime sprinkle into it. All the best anime characters, they always start off so shit until they enter into this one crazy experience that just brings the energy out of them. And they were born with the energy, but this one experience needed to pull it out of them to make them into the person that they are today.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm somewhere in the middle between the born wave and the made wave.
I got that.
Frankie,
What about you?
Waiting for you guys.
what's your position, pal?
So I get like where you're coming from, and I get that some people are born with more naturally gifted abilities, and I get that some people are born with type A personalities over type B. I get that people are born into better situations than others, but I'm still going to be on the made side.
Of course.
I just think that you could be born into the wealthiest family of all time, and your dad has a very successful business, and you flatline it, and it fails, and it goes to shit, and it's all your fault. I think that you could be born way smarter than other people. Like, I think there's millions and billions of people way smarter than me, but they don't own an 8-figure company. So that's my other take on that a lot of more people have a lot more God-gifted abilities than I do, and that other people who became entrepreneurs, like even for instance, like Elon Musk, I don't think Elon Musk is the smartest man in the world, by no means. I just think that he tried harder than a lot of other people, and if the guy who actually is the smartest guy in the world, we might not even know. It's like what I'd say to a lot of our sales reps, like, for all you know, you could have a God-gifted piano gift, right? You could hop on the piano, maybe not good week one, but you do this shit for a month, and you're like, Beethoven Jr., even though he didn't do the piano. But I don't know famous pianists, all right? Bach, you were Bach. You're Bach June. So you don't know that special talent that you have. So I think it really comes down to doers or don'ters. I don't think that there's anything special in me. I mean, I graduated like 80th in my class. I never thought I was really smarter than anybody else. My work ethic is just different from a lot of other people, and I've been able to kind of force my way into success because I just never gave up. And you look at it time and time with a lot of famous entrepreneurs. I mean, Elon Musk was born in Africa. Father was not wealthy by any means. He said what he attests to his success is that he worked 18 hours a day for 10 years straight. And that's how he became the richest man in the world. Steve Jobs was born, he was adopted. His adopted parents didn't have money, nor did his biological parents have money. That's why they gave him up for adoption. They were actually in college when they had him. They were young. and he just had a knack for computers and for marketing and for sales, and molded himself into becoming a successful entrepreneur. So yeah, that's just my stance, is that you could be born with way less God-gifted abilities and be put in a way worse situation, but you could still triumph over the competition, because most people don't give life their all. So you can, I think it's more going to be on the made side.
So one thing I was kind of just like thinking during this is that I guess in my pool of thought with the born thing, we could almost separate it as like, yes, entrepreneurs are born, but successful entrepreneurs are made. Because like in the rich family dynamic, like I could be born into a trust fund family.
Daddy,
and, Daddy, I'd like $1 million.
Daddy, Daddy, I got 1 horse this year for my birthday.
I wanted 2.
You better double up on Christmas, Daddy.
Where's my Clydesdale?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like in the born fashion, because like I could be born into a great family. I could have the backing to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, like I'm an entrepreneur. I got businesses going. We're doing that. But in the successful entrepreneur aspect, like you for a great example, you had to work for it. Like all of us right here, we're middle class families.
Yep.
Now you own an 8-figure company. Like you were born to be an entrepreneur, but then you were made yourself into a successful entrepreneur. Just like Steve Jobs, just like Elon Musk. Like they were born ready to be an entrepreneur, but it was the drive and the other stuff that made them a successful entrepreneur. So I think at the end of the day, I might change my stance to that pool split of everyone could be born one, but the successful entrepreneurs have to be made. I tried doing something. Could I have pushed harder? Maybe, but like it just wasn't my thing. I'm great number 2 for you. So
definitely.
That's the entrepreneur in me. You know.
Agreed.
So just kind of the pool of thought for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But one thing, like for me, I feel like anybody can change. Like I don't believe in the BS. Like I was born a B personality and that's just me. Me personally, like I wasn't like the most loud, outgoing person at certain points in my life. Like I feel like I went through like a lot of spurts. Like as a kid, I was a fucking menace, and like elementary school, I was a menace. In middle school, I was like a little quieter. In high school, like I came out of my shell again. In college, I was outgoing again. So I think like there was a lot of different points in my life where like I was changing, and like I almost had to recreate myself. And like the way that I created myself was just like reading a lot of books on like manifesting and success and motivation and millionaires, billionaires, entrepreneurs, and like I've almost like I've picked different pieces from all these millionaires, billionaires, and entrepreneurs' brains, and I feel like I've molded myself to become that person. Like I almost feel like if you watch Andy Elliott, he literally says like I had to create this person. Like this person's fake. You know what I mean? Like this is who I made myself become who I am. So like that's how I feel. It's like if anyone's just like I was born this way, like I think that's BS. Like you're only born that way if you're born without an arm. You can't do anything about that. But I think you could change your personality. I think that's BS that you can't change your personality and that you can't work yourself to become what you want to become.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because I also feel kind of that similar thing. Like as a kid, I was a psychopath, and then middle school, I was still a psychopath. High school, I was a little crazy, but I was quiet. Like I didn't like to talk. I wasn't loud. I would honestly barely speak. I would do minimal to nothing. Like in school, that's just kind of the way the personality was. And then after a few years, I was in the service industry after that, so I was a waiter. I had to teach myself how to speak and how to hold conversations and influence people and upsell things and kind of pick the brains of the people that I'm talking to and be enjoyable to be around. And then coming into this job was quite different. Now I don't have body language or eye contact, it's all my voice. And my voice was the flattest thing known to man. And so I had to change that again. I had to work and create that by hanging out with all of you guys and listening to all of you guys, listening to the calls, pitch meetings, everything that we did. It was just a constant effort to change yourself.
That's a great point, and like, you didn't really mean to make the point, but it's like who you surround yourself with too. Like if you surround yourself with a lot of B person personalities, you're probably going to be the sixth B person personality. Like you hang with 5 rich people, you'll be the 6th. So I think it's the people who you surround yourself with too will allow you to grow or mold into either successful or not successful. So that goes to your point though. If you're around money and your father owned daddy owned a business, you do have a better shot than say me, who came from a lower middle class family. You definitely got a better shot, but I'm gonna outwork you.
Exactly.
People are definitely always constantly changing and molding themselves, and my father always used to say the same thing: you are who you hang out with. And it's absolutely true. And growing up with money is a little bit of a different story. Like being handed a business, a second generation, third generation business owner. I mean, there's a great statistic out there that investors, true business acquisition investors, they will barely look at family owned businesses because John who started, this wonderful multi-million dollar company, he had that dog in him. He had the knowledge behind him. He built that from the ground up and got to learn every single step of the way.
Yeah.
And then John Jr. being born into it, well, he was also born likely with a silver spoon in his mouth, but even if he wasn't, and his father did right by him and treated him like dirt when he was younger, so he can learn the same type of lessons, you're still being handed something that you didn't start from the ground up. So I think there's a lot of different aspects to it. I think there are millions and millions and millions of people that were born with the entrepreneurial heart that didn't have the outcomes in their life or didn't have the times in their life that made them act upon it. And I think there are also millions and millions of people that were born without that entrepreneurial heart who were in the right circumstance and were pushed to their limits in certain aspects that did also become entrepreneurs. Which is why I'm so torn in the middle, and it's mainly because of myself and how I turned out in the businesses that I've started and failed and the successful ones that I've sold, that's why I'm in the middle. There's just certain things that you are born with that, and I'm not talking money in the slightest. Money is the last thing that I'm thinking of. There's just certain characteristics and mindsets that I was born with personally, and then I think many others are also born with, or some others at the very least, that give them that entrepreneur heart, that they were born an entrepreneur. But you also had to be made into it.
I got that. I feel like your dad probably had a lot of influence in you turning out the way that you did, though. I think the nurturing of the child has a lot to do with. It's like that biology question. And what was that biology question? It's like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think I do.
Yeah, it's like nurture or nature, right?
Yes.
Nurture or nature, I don't know. Like I feel like your parents have dictate a lot. Like your dad surrounded you around hard work your whole life, and probably whether you know it or not, was probably dropping entrepreneur bombs on you when you were a kid, so that you did think that way. Because when you're young, between the ages of born to 5, 6, you don't remember anything. Since my earliest recollections when I was 9 years old. So for all I know, my parents could have been dropping a lot of things on me for me to think the way that I did, and I just heard it so many times over that's just how I am.
It's like instinct.
But here's the thing about that is that my father was very hard on me growing up. Very hard. And I'm so thankful for it. But growing up, I used to tell my friends about the shit that would happen, and they're like, "Holy shit, dude! You good?"
Yeah.
But if I was bitch made, I would have taken all of that and clammed up into a little bitch shell and stayed in my bitch shell for my entire bitch life.
Yeah.
But I'm not bitch made, and maybe my father was dropping those little, be a man, be a man, be a man, be a man from 0 to 8.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was able to comprehend everything, 9, and remember everything, it was already embedded in me. But
if
you don't have that heart, I think you have to be born with a certain amount of heart to take those hard times and turn them into entrepreneurship and turn them into the possibilities.
I agree, but like you said too, like you pointed out, you're never gonna have thick skin if your skin isn't tested. So if you're being pressed as a child and you're constantly growing up and going through different adversity, being in different walks of life, thicken your skin differently and make you more durable. Someone who's born with a silver spoon, they might crack right away, and that will make a bad employee, not a bad entrepreneur. It's like, which one are you gonna appreciate more, the car that's given to you or the car that you built? What I mean? An entrepreneur is made entrepreneur. This business is their baby. This is your baby.
Yeah.
You're going to do anything and you're going to take care of it to the maximum. The next person that you give it to, it's a little bit different with our story, but higher end companies, other companies that have gone up and they just give the CEO role to somebody else, that's not their baby. They're not going to care for it the way that a made entrepreneur would.
That's why founders statistically end up being the best CEOs, because nobody cares about the company as much as the founder did. You grew the company up from the gutter, from nothing. Steve Jobs got ousted from Apple and still wanted to come back so bad to a company that completely, it's like a girlfriend that cheated on you, dude, and you're going back to her, completely disrespected you, publicly ousted you, and you still want to come back because you just cared about it and loved it so much because you put years and years and time and sweat, blood, and tears into it. So
and it's your vision.
It's your vision. It's you, man. I'm Lexington, we're a team, no doubt, but I put a lot more blood, sweat, and tears into this than anybody else. And it's the same thing with Steve with his company and Elon with all of his companies. And that's why the CEOs do make the best founders. And to your point too, it's I talk about once in a while, if you want to make you want to make your son, right? If you want to make your son the best man possible,
16 years old.
Oh yeah. Are you going to put him through easy things? Are you going to just hand him everything? What would you put the perfect person through to make them perfect? I'm sure you would make them wait for good things to happen. You make them work hard and you teach them patience. And
show them things they don't want.
Look what's going on with Starbucks right now and their CEO.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Newly appointed CEO. He used to be the CEO of Chipotle, and he's allowed to work from home.
Yeah.
He's allowed to work from home, and there's this like whole uproar that I've been seeing on the places that I follow about is this going to create a rift within Starbucks's employees and their work environment, being that their CEO that just got a $10 million bonus is able to work from home because he lives in Washington or the vice versa. It's one of them's California, one of them's in Washington. Either the headquarters and the CEO, that's where he lives, and. You wouldn't be working from home. I know that damn much, being the founder and
Definitely
CEO.
not. No, definitely.
But it's definitely creating a little bit of a rift within Starbucks.
I don't understand how you could run and operate a company that well from across the country. I mean, one thing I'll give to him is that he took Chipotle from a $10 billion company to an $85 billion company within a few years. So the guy clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
The Starbucks CEO took them from like 162 billion to 85 billion within less than 18 months, and that's why they got rid of him. So yeah, I get that. At the same time, little side note, the Starbucks employees should not be upset whatsoever.
I was just about to say that's not the demographic that should be complaining about working from home.
100%. Free college, they get tips, good wages, it's like, work hard.
You're going to brew coffee from home?
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the original founder of Starbucks, he's not the CEO.
No.
He took on a more like executive role. He's still involved with the company. But
Clearly,
he probably, I don't know him, but if he's not the CEO anymore, that probably means he checked out a little bit, and he doesn't really care fully about the growth of Starbucks. Because I delegate tasks to you guys. I think that if I didn't do that, we wouldn't have grown. But at the end of the day, like the best CEO is always gonna be me.
Yeah.
I truly wholeheartedly believe that.
No, it's your vision. Like it's hard. Like as if we were to put someone else in here, like we're a $50 million company one day, and we put someone else in, like your vision's not in his head. So it's like, where are we going? Like wherever he's going to try and appoint us to go. But like that's not Lexington's vision.
No.
So Frankie, do you think that you were born with this insane freaking work ethic that you have?
I don't think so, dude. Like I don't know. I don't really think so. I think it's just like things in life that just like got me to here. I don't really know. I don't know what my really switch was, to be quite honest with you. I went through a lot of things in life, and like one day I just woke up and I was just like, I don't want to like just live an average normal life. So the only way to not live an average normal life, being born like lower middle class, is to just outwork the competition. I'm starting out with $0, and there's other people who are starting out with hundreds and thousands of dollars, from their parents. So like I just felt like I just had to outwork and outdog everybody, and then that was my way out. And I didn't know like that it was even going to lead to this. As I opened up a ton of different businesses that all failed pretty much for the most part. And I would always just say, just one more, just one more, just one more, just one more. So
and that'll be a teacher.
Yeah, I want to be a teacher at one point. So I went through a lot of phases in life, and like I'm just happy that I went through a lot, and I always worked hard because it led me to this. One of the Goldman Sachs CEOs, I forget his name, it was back in the 80s. He started out as the janitor, and then he ended up being the CEO of Goldman Sachs eventually. And that just goes with hard work and effort. Like whether you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, you're a janitor, you're the director of partnerships here, you just always work your hardest because you never know what could come out of it. You never know. You never know.
I was going to say, I attest a lot to my father, which is why I'm very much on made, because my dad always told me, it's like, you don't want to struggle. You don't want to be old and still working on cars, because he works on cars, and he's getting older now. His body starts to hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can maintain for the rest of your life. It's like you always have to work harder. You always have to do better. You always have to make more money. You always have to be better than me, is what he used to always say. Do better than
Every
me.
parent wants that.
Yeah. And if I didn't have that constant voice and watching it in the back of my head all the time, I don't think I would have this work ethic.
Yeah.
All my siblings are exactly the same. They all have crazy work ethic.
I think all of our fathers definitely influence us. I mean, my dad works like a dog. Your dad works like a dog. Your dad works like a dog. So it's like kind of hard to see, and they're all in blue collar trades. So it's like kind of hard to like watch this man work 60 to 80 hours a week since I was a kid, and still doing it to this day. For one, it like kind of hurts. For two, you just see what a man's supposed to be like, and it's like all these people nowadays are like, I want to work my 40 and go home. Like, I want to work from home. I don't want to work 9 to 5. It's like, dude, it's like, what do you think's happened since the dawn of time? Like, the man's not supposed to be around as much as the female. Like, we're not supposed to nurture. We're supposed to provide and protect. That's our job. So if we're in the situation where we got to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week to make ends meet, like, that's what you have to do. Mm-hmm. And all these prissy guys like, I want to work 9 to 5. Well, that's why you're going to live in an apartment until you're 50 years old on Long Island. You probably will never buy a home, because now, like we always say, it's more harder than ever to be average and to live the American dream. It's just, you can't do it anymore. So it's a lot less competition in my eyes for what we're going up against. I mean, I can't wait to see, where we're at in 30 compared to everybody else. So It's gonna be nuts.
That's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be nuts, man.
You're close, Cruz.
Stop. Damn it. Remy's close too.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
Close.
I'm in my upper 20s.
You're closer to 25.
Yeah.
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 25 is close to 20.
Yeah.
On
You're
the,
20.
On the maid side of things, I like to think a lot about my man J.D. Rockefeller. When he was growing up, he was living in a house with like 2 other families, and it was he was really poor. They didn't have like anything, and his dad was like a traveling salesman who would sell fake elixirs.
Yeah.
He would sell fake medicine and basically scam people. He would disappear for
That's why I was
months.
traveling.
Yeah. So he would disappear for months, go and he like started up other families in other places.
Wow.
And he would just go and sell fake things. You know,
The guy was messed up.
everyone's hungry. So like, I can't remember the story specifically down to detail, but J.D. Rockefeller like somehow came across turkeys, whether they were his neighbors, but he took the eggs and he went and he sold the eggs because he's like, I need money. Like, my dad's gone somewhere, so I need money. So that's how he started becoming an entrepreneur. It was kind of a do or
Made via
die
poverty.
situation. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a very made by pressure. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't necessarily born with the attitude like, okay, I'm going to take these eggs, I'm going to sell them, I'm going to buy a turkey to make more eggs, to be able to sell more, to buy more turkeys, to sell more. It was more of a, what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and be broke with my family while my dad's out scamming people? Or am I going to take that, sell that, buy that, sell that, double it again?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of just made by force in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you 100%. But like they're saying too, it does come to circumstances. Like some people are just born and like they have they come across a mentor in their lives and like that helps them. Like imagine you pop out of high school at 18 and say like, I was this famous entrepreneur and like I met you at Cheesecake one day. I took a liking to you. I took you underneath my wing. You worked for me, and then you open up your own thing one day. You know, like some people are just get luckier in that sense, and that's happened in history a lot of the times. I think it happened with Tom Edison and Henry Ford. What happened to them? Tom Edison was a mentor to Henry Ford, and then Henry Ford actually ended up taking care of Thomas Edison in his sick age.
Really? I did not know
Yeah,
that.
really
Great
cool
guy.
story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really cool story. So yeah, I mean, circumstances in life happens. Like some people just get luckier than others, but also it depends on how often you're putting yourselves in these situations to get lucky. I'm sure Henry Ford, made Thomas Edison a fan of him in some sort of way, shape, or form. They crossed paths, and he was more outgoing, did this for him, did a favor for him, whatever the case may be, for him to take a liking to him. So it also depends on the shots that you take and putting yourself in these situations. And that's where I take it back to all my failures. It's like if I didn't keep failing on and on and on and on again, then this wouldn't be a thing.
I know, just like in the born aspect, like from my own like upbringing, like tell you guys like lower middle class, as we all are, but it's like when I had a few like businesses growing up, but like I don't have any like inspiration behind that. Like my dad worked, my mom worked, I have sisters that were always working. So like, when I was going to the National Jamboree for Boy Scouts, I needed like $1,500 to go, and my mom was like, "You can go, but can't do that." So it's like, all right, so I had to figure it out. So I started it was called PUPS, pick up poop service. I was riding around on my bike. I had baggies and was pooper scooper, and I got a couple clients. My mom helped me out with her friends, whatever, but knocking on doors. I was doing this at like 8, 9, 10, whatever it was, and I got a couple clients, and then was able to pay to go to that in like one summer. It was pretty dope. But like, I don't know, I was born and like into that situation where like I had to be an entrepreneur for that. And elementary school, me and one of my buddies, we used to draw like little freaking playing cards and sell them to like kids, and kids around would go and like get like the cool candy, sell it in school. Like there was no drive for that. I was a kid. I didn't have a reason to be needing to make money. Like for whatever class we were in, like I still had food on the table. I had clothes when we needed them. We got new shoes for school. Like it was there. But
By the way, I love those new shoes.
thanks. I had a buddy who just came.
Those are nice.
Right? Yeah,
Those
they're
are
pretty
nice.
dope.
See them.
I know.
I'm gonna
You
get
could
my
have been
son
getting all
those
these
shoes.
compliments, right?
You hear that, T? We like his shoes.
Are they fat? But yeah, like I didn't really like. There was no one saying like, you gotta like, like be a businessman. You gotta like do this, like chirping that. Like I can remember chirping that in my ear, but I definitely like had to take advantage, like do some things, and like I was born into a situation where I had to do that. I had like the minor success, but if I was any smarter, pick up poop service would be $1 million, shit picking up company right now. I would have franchised the fuck out of that, and but I was 10, I didn't know any of that. I stopped doing it literally after I made the money to go to camp. So like I was born an entrepreneur in that aspect, but I wasn't made a successful one. think I could argue that point.
I'm hopping back onto the born wave a little bit harder. I was at like a nice
Let's
12
hear it.
o'clock
Let's
and
hear
going
it.
back to
Let's hear it.
11:59.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My father never wanted me to be a part of his business. He's a construction guy. Go back to the earlier episodes, you'll find out. Construction guy. He always told me, I don't want you to be in my business. I'm going to be working till the day I die. You don't want to be in this industry. You don't want to be doing this. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. What did I do? I went to college for 2 months majoring in entrepreneurship and dropped out. They wouldn't pick me up from school. All my majors were BS. So I hitchhiked a ride from SUNY Plattsburgh all the way down to the city, and then took a train into the city, and then had a buddy pick me up and drop me off at home from there. Like, I was always taught hard work and work ethic, but never taught to want to be an entrepreneur by my family, by my father, my biggest influencer.
Well, I think that he went through I think the industry that he was in, made him feel that way. I don't know.
You put that onto me.
Yes, I get that, but I mean, like, you probably saw how hard he was working. Like, I saw how hard my dad was working. I didn't want to do that. I didn't know really what I wanted to do. And funny enough, I'm not saying I work harder than him now, but I work really, 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 really hard. So it's not like I took that advice to not work hard.
Yeah.
But maybe I took the advice where if I work hard now when I'm younger, I don't have to maybe do it when I'm older. Maybe that was like kind of like my thought process behind it. But I mean, I get where your dad's coming from, dude. He works just as hard as I do, man. And he's putting in tough hours, and he was swinging a hammer probably up until a few years ago. And he's an older gentleman, so I don't think he just wanted his son to do that. But did he fully not want you to be an entrepreneur? Who knows? You would know better than me.
I'll have to ask him.
If you want a white collar business, I'm sure he'd be happy.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to the need for more.
Yeah.
The constant wanting to better everything around you, better the people's lives around you. You can't do that if you're not, putting in the extra hours, working hard, becoming an entrepreneur, making other avenues and buckets to make money, or changing your profession to make more money for the same amount of work. I think that's really the biggest thing that honestly I get from you too, is just head down, pushing your way through BS.
Yeah.
Just hard work, determination. Like you said, by no means am I the most skilled, the most intelligent, or the most charismatic.
Yeah,
we're not stopping.
Don't give up.
You just keep pushing and keep going.
Yeah.
I don't believe that I was born with that, realistically. I feel like a child is the most moldable creature alive, and what you implanted in it.
For all we know, you could have been a pouty bitch as a kid.
I could have been. I have an older brother that
a lot of kids are pouty bitches.
The first one that popped out I was the last one, so
Yeah.
you can see the major difference there. We're both born from the same cloth, and one's somewhere, and I'm here.
Yeah. Parental advice.
Yeah.
I have 2 parental advices for you guys. I don't know if I've ever said on the show. We've alluded to it. Only if you have a son, by the way. Your daughter, you treat her like gold. You have a son, when he starts being able to walk and stuff like that, you push him down. You push him down, and you grab him up once, and you go, I'm never picking you up again. Make sure in life you always pick yourself up. And then push him down again a few more times and see how quick he gets up. And then on the 16th birthday, we all know about the 16th birthday. Around the 16th birthday, the son starts feeling himself. I'm cool in high school. I'm the captain of the sports teams.
Pushing back.
Yeah. He's giving you fucking rebuttals. Yeah. You talk back to your wife once or twice. It's like you're gonna wake him up at 6 a.m. He's not gonna know what hit him. You're gonna grab him by the shirt again. You're gonna punch him square in the nose.
And then he's gonna know what hit him.
And then you're gonna be like, I'm still the man of this household. You're not shit. Humble up, young man.
Do not disrespect.
And then walk out.
Happy
walk
birthday.
out and have your wife bring him to the ER if needed.
And maybe he'll have a new bike or something outside.
Here's his bike. Go drive to the hospital.
Ride
Yeah, go bike yourself
over. Happy birthday, asshole.
Here's a new bike.
Yeah. I think just, from a parent standpoint, though, I think just being hard. Your dad was hard on you. My dad was hard on me. I don't know about you guys, but that definitely helped me out and helped you out mold into what we are. So, like, it goes back to the nurture thing as well, and the people that you grew up with. You have parents that don't give a shit about you and don't give a shit about life really and kind of coast, then you have a better likelihood of doing that. If you have parents that they don't have to be famous world-class entrepreneurs, your dad's a small business owner. My dad works for a small business, but they still were able to teach us work ethic and what a man's supposed to do, and he's supposed to provide and protect for the family, and by any means necessary. That's simple as that. So that's my biggest takeaway from my father and watching him from growing up throughout the years.
I like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's really funny sitting across from you. Like me and Frankie grew up together, and we were pretty similar in a lot of ways. And then the deviation, and then just we completely different people.
Yeah.
To come right back to be in this company and have similar personalities is
true.
Is crazy, and that really just goes to show what life does to you. You know, you went off and you started businesses. I went to a restaurant, just worked.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I got the opportunity and I came here, and my whole life is completely different because I made myself that way.
Yeah. Not born.
I don't
You
know.
weren't born
I don't
that
know.
way.
I mean, me and Grizzly were Facebook friends for like 5-10 years.
Bro, we started in the club
That's
scene.
crazy. That's nuts.
Before we
That's
even
so
knew
nuts.
each other, and I don't know if that was. I think that was born. That we were born for that to happen. We were born to be best buds.
I was actually talking to my sister the other day. So when we were going to get our next house, we signed a lease and everything, and it was ironically on April Fool's. So this is a really funny dot to connect. We sent over the last month's rent security deposit. They canceled our lease, sent our money back, said it was weird that we paid all the money up front, which didn't make sense to me. So then we went back to the second apartment that we got approved for, and whatever, my landlord ended up moving out. Now we live upstairs. Beautiful. Everything's great. When my parents were going to get a house, if I remember the story correctly that my sister told me, they had signed on another house. It fell through for some reason. So the next one was in Selden. And if they got the first one, then I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have grown up together.
Yeah.
We would not have gone to school together. And maybe this wouldn't have happened, but it probably would have, but I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So many crazy dots
Looks like
that
it was
connect.
born to happen.
Born to happen, but had to make it happen.
You know what? I'm gonna pull out a card.
If I was a
that shouldn't
schmuck, you
pull
would not
out.
have called me.
What's up?
If I was a schmuck, you would not have called me.
Definitely not. If I didn't know you, I couldn't call you.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So in life, just so many stars need to align to be exactly
The
who you are.
dots.
I mean, even if you're a garbage man, a lot of stars need to align for you to end up being a garbage man. You know what I mean?
Sanitation's
So
a great line
a
of
lot of stars
work.
align for your dad to be a business owner. A lot of stars align for my dad to work for a small business. A lot of stars align for your dad to be an auto mechanic. Whether it's good or bad, the stars align, and that's kind of what happens. So
Pilly's about to pull some religious knowledge on us.
let's hear it.
Yo, you already
Let's
called
hear
I
it.
could
that,
tell.
yeah.
Let's hear it.
Who's to say God didn't birth you to be an entrepreneur?
Oh my God,
Oh.
Grizzly! Oh my God.
Coming from the atheist, but I'm pulling out the card.
Pull out the card.
Because
Gotta agree
the way
now.
that I see it, it's like I would never I never was born and came out the womb and was like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, you know?
course, but
like
he's got a plan.
I saw people. He does have a plan, but I saw people be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know, I watched videos, I read books. You know, I watched my dad do things that he didn't want to do. You know, so
You were born to see those things and read those
He
books.
put
I was
those
not
things in
born
front
to,
of
I'm stopping
to see
this.
those
So,
things. I was not born to see
He
those
may have a
things.
plan, but you also have will. And
Yeah,
you have the
might,
tools
yeah.
in front of you. Which tools are you going to grab?
Who gave you that
Yeah.
will?
What are you going to do with these tools?
Yeah,
That's up to you.
it's true.
That's all up to you.
It's true, and I think God doesn't bless you or give you these blessing bags that I always talk about, dropping little gifts to you if you don't work hard. Like as crazy as it might say, I don't think God likes lazy people. You know what I mean? It's like, what is to reward lazy people with, man?
Exactly, because they're not following his plan. That's the free will.
But how do you know his plan?
Because you're getting those gift bags.
But it's all your belief and your mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people walk around and don't believe in God. So why would they believe that this guy's leading me in a good direction? Some people might believe in God, but it's
Well,
like
Satan got
they
a
have the
whole son.
why me mentality. And it's like, oh, why me? Why me? If I would have said why me my whole life, dude, like I definitely could have easily been a garbage man, bro. But I
Yeah.
said, nah, F that. You know, F everything. At the end of the day, like the way that I see it, God controls what goes on up there, but I fucking control what goes down here. All right, he might help me out once in a while. He might bless me. Certain things might have aligned for this shit to happen, but I'm the motherfucker getting the job done down
I'm not
here.
locked in here with you. It's
Yeah.
you who's locked in here
And
with me.
the big thing about the why me mentality, I was a big ass why me kid.
Yeah.
Because like it wasn't the
I think a lot of kids are,
Yeah,
bro.
you're
A lot
a
of kids
kid, you're
are.
going
That's why
through
you
a
gotta
lot.
follow the light.
But then I don't know. I kept like saying like why me in my head until why me became literally like why.
Yeah.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
why?
it was
Yeah.
fucking me.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
That's
I
because
have
Satan had his grasp
responsibility
on
for
you
what
a
goes
long
on in
time.
my life.
It does sound like Satan had a grasp on you.
Satan had his grasp on you for a long time.
They think they're right because they believe in the born thing.
I found the Lord, I guess, in my
Let's
own brain.
let's look at all the famous entrepreneurs, bro. Name me one that was born.
I mean, again, if we're taking the God path,
Name me one that's born.
Elon Musk was born.
Bro, shut up. Elon Musk was born in
He
Africa.
was born
dude.
in Africa.
If he,
What about
if he
Elon?
didn't, if he didn't
He
go to
was born in
Canada,
Africa to have those hardships.
South
bro, if
Africa,
he didn't
by
go
the
from
way.
Africa to go to Canada to come to the United States and all these different stars align, and he didn't make himself through all these life experiences and work 18 freaking hours a day for 10 years, the dude would not own SpaceX. He would not own Tesla. He wouldn't have a stake in PayPal.
He was born with all of these abilities and powers within him, and he just had to go through the trials and tribulations to unlock them and give them full
Who says
force.
that? Bro, Elon
Me,
Musk
just
probably
now.
has borderline freaking like
He
ADHD,
does.
bro.
He clearly
He has
does.
problems, dude. I don't think Elon Musk is that smart of a guy. I don't think that he was born with that much God-given abilities, bro. Dude, he's smart. But, dude, the guy's read thousands and thousands of books, dude.
Because he was born with enough God-given abilities to do that.
So to read a book?
So
to want to read a book? No one's born with no one fucking likes reading a book. I read books and I don't like reading
Man was
books,
clearly
bro.
born on the
I just read
spectrum,
books because
like
I want to learn
Einstein.
knowledge and I want to be better than everybody else. So
That's what God wants you to do.
stop
I'm
it, bro.
bothered.
He only wants you to read the Bible. That's the only thing.
He gave you these to read this.
The Old Testament and the New Testament. That's all he gives a shit about.
I hate that you said that because now I'm thinking like you're right. Every human being is born with the ability to do anything that they want. So technically, everyone is born to be an entrepreneur.
Thank you guys so much for coming to this episode.
God, dude. This is just a giant mind.
That's live.
A giant mind.
That's
All right,
live.
You know what I
We're
mean?
really dropping bombs on
So
these people
technically,
right now.
everyone is born to be an entrepreneur.
Anyone's born into, bro. We're born in the United States of America.
Yes, sir.
I listen
Fuck
to
yeah,
it.
baby.
Yes, sir. USA.
Yes,
USA. 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 I was watching a YouTube video last night. It's the one that you watched, so you know a little bit about it. This guy was born in Australia. There's 18 million people in Australia.
That sucks.
There's 356 million people in America.
At that time.
There's more small business owners in America than there are the population of Australia.
Yeah,
That's a great guy.
He's an amazing man.
he was cool. Yeah.
Stop laughing at the other
Yeah,
man.
yeah, dude, come on.
Sorry.
Fucking, I forgot where I
So
was
what he
going with
did
this.
when he moved to America, because it's a larger pool, he can access more people.
Yes, because he thought here he would have a better shot at life, but God birthed him there. So his life was supposed to be in Australia. That's where he was born, but he migrated his way to America through, I don't know how, but he did.
Follow the
Bro,
light.
in every anime ever, all these people are born into the worst situations, the worst
Exactly.
lives
Think of the people born in
ever.
Africa, bro. You know how
But
much
they were
less of a
born
chance.
to be the people that they grow into.
Because like, look at
No,
the
you have to
lineage.
grow yourself into that person.
Well, think of your
Born
lineage.
to be the people that they grow into.
Bro,
Born.
everyone's born, all right?
So
you
the
were
best-
born, you were
the
born, I
best-
was born, and I was
the
born.
best
No one's
entrepreneurs-
born to be great, famous, or nothing. It's your life experiences that mold you into being that. It's as simple as that, bro. No one comes out the womb and goes, I'm migrating to America in 1992 and I'm going to be a famous, successful entrepreneur. That doesn't happen, bro. It's literally impossible.
It's life and what
Well,
you do
nobody
with
knows
it.
God's exact plan, but you have to say, and you already know this. What's the percentage of entrepreneurs that were born in the worst situations? 80%, 70%.
And then think
We're
about
born.
their lineage. It
Well,
was
that's
a
what's-
bad lineage.
Yeah, but
so
exactly, they
God's
were
like,
born in
"Alright,
you have
shittier
to make it."
situations.
Exactly.
So then they had to mold themselves over the kid who got handed everything.
It was God's plan
They
to
were-
have a bad lineage, and then, all right, you guys had enough. This guy's gonna fix it for you.
It might have been his plan, but at the end of the day, there's only so much he could do up there. You need to do it down here. God is
You
not.
also do,
God does not
yes.
have a book in front of Appio's face, reading page by page of his life, and this is what Appio needs to do day by day, hour by hour, week by week, month by month, year by year, in order to end up at Lexington and become a millionaire.
Yes.
He didn't do that.
But this is why I'm at 11:59, not at
He
9
didn't do
o'clock,
that.
and I'm not
He
at
didn't
3
do-
o'clock.
He didn't do
I don't
that.
know.
He
He's all
he
powerful.
birthed
He
you to
could've
an
done
amazing,
that.
beautiful family who you had a hardworking father who instilled values in you, and those values made you have life experiences that you grew up with. You went to elementary school, you went to middle school, you went to high school, you went through all these different things. You met a douchebag, you met me through the douchebag. If all of that didn't happen, bro, and you didn't make yourself through learning who's a douche and who's not a douche, you wouldn't be here.
I'm all the way over here. It's made.
You're on 3.
It's made.
You're on
It's
3.
made,
made.
baby.
I'm at
Well,
11:59.
all right, time out. Remy. Remy.
Remy. Whose side?
Born or made, baby. Born or made.
It's me.
Yeah! Let's go!
That's a business owner right
Let's
there.
go.
I'm telling him.
I can tell you why. I have a twin brother.
Okay.
He don't do shit.
Same size.
Yeah. I do shit. I own businesses. They failed. They still fail. Shane don't do that. He's never had to work hard. He doesn't want to work hard. But we have the same exact life always growing up. We grew up in, we lived in the same fucking room for 10 years.
Dude, we should have had this guy on the podcast because that's a great point.
Yeah. With the same person. He doesn't do shit. I do.
Yeah.
Because we
That's
had
win.
experience.
That's
God's
that's
plan
true.
wasn't an entrepreneur for him.
And I mean, no, I felt the same way. I felt the same way. Like I was talking about my brother.
Was there
Like,
at your birth?
He had everything. He had a fantastic life. Both my parents
Who was
together
born
forever.
first, Remy?
Okay,
I knew it.
there
I
is,
knew
yeah.
it.
Oh, so
I knew
God
you
saw
had
you
more
first.
drive.
Yeah.
Remy had more drive
God
to,
was
to
like,
come out into the world
that one.
sooner.
You won.
Yeah, you won. You're the better. You're the
Oh,
better
you came
sibling.
out first. You're the winner. You're the
Did
entrepreneur.
your sister come
Your
out before
brother's a
you, or
bitch.
where was she? Wow.
You're a triplet?
Yeah, he's a triplet. Dude.
That's insane.
Episode 44. And, all right.
Well, we didn't talk about your.
All I'm gonna say is
family.
your mom's a strong woman, brother.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your
God
mother's a
bless that
strong
woman.
woman.
Great lady.
No, none of us here could birth a kid without crying.
I'm good.
Number 2, birth 2 kids at once. Number 3, birth 3 kids at
Yeah,
once, bro.
come
Could
on.
you
Number
imagine
4,
going
birth
through
kids,
that?
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going through that?
No.
I think the science behind like 3 human beings growing inside you is just
Wild.
insane, and then them ending up healthy, bro. Like
The fact that it works
dude,
is
that's
crazy.
nuts, bro. Like to me, like you would think, were you born premature?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
probably like a thing, but
Yeah.
you know,
Can't support
It happens.
full growth, probably.
Shane was crushing me and Annabelle. He was on top.
no way.
Yeah.
That's-
scumbag, right?
That's nuts. But a lot of stars had to align for like you to not have been like suffocated to death. You know what I mean? And for you to be able to have been born.
Didn't Drake make a song about this? I think it's called God's Plan.
God's plan. Yeah. At the
Someone
end of the
born to
day,
do
there's clearly some
somewhere.
split opinions, guys. Families at home, you make your own synopsis of watching this podcast.
What do you think?
What do
Make
you
a
think?
comment.
What do you think?
Comment.
I think
Help
my,
us
I
out
think
this
my
debate.
biggest argument at the end of the day is name me one famous entrepreneur right now, the both of you, that was born an entrepreneur. Name me one. No. No.
You can't-
No.
Yeah.
It's not, you can't
No.
name him against his
I'm
stance.
over
He
here.
won't divine.
It's big made.
It's big made, bro.
Big made.
Big made.
I'll do some research and get back to you.
Yeah,
Mark-
we're going to
Zuck.
have a part 2 of this.
I'm calling myself.
We're gonna have
Do
a
you
part 2
Frankie,
of
do you
this.
consider me an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
All right, then myself.
Jamie Dimon.
Fair enough.
Diamond
Fair
Chase?
enough.
Yeah,
I do.
Jamie Dimon.
Why, Grizz? What's his background?
Being born an entrepreneur.
No.
Jamie Dimon, I forget the guy's name, was met a mentor, and the mentor was the CEO of Bank of America. He took Jamie
Wow.
underneath his wing. Jamie was the second guy under like whatever like the role was in Bank of America. Then crazy enough is that Jamie wanted to become the CEO of Bank of America. The guy was getting older. His daughter worked for the firm. Jamie was having friction with the daughter, mostly because he wanted to be the CEO. The guy would not retire. So the guy that he molded and was a son to him actually ended up ousting him out of Bank of America. So then Jamie Dimon went to a smaller local, it was like, I think it was even a credit union, a smaller bank, grew that thing to the fucking moon, and then Chase Bank hit him up, and then he went to Chase, and then the rest is history. So
That's
well,
insane.
you guys should watch the Jamie Dimon story.
That's a
It's
cool
honestly
story.
dude, it's
Okay.
sick. It's sick. The mentor was a father to him, and at the end, he screwed him over.
Get better
Usually
technology,
it's
though.
the younger guy who will screw over the older guy to try to get him out of it, but no, it was the exact opposite. Guy was power hungry. He didn't want to get rid of his role. I think he was like in his like mid 60s, so I guess that's not the time to retire necessarily. Jamie maybe could have hung in there a little bit, but clearly he didn't want to. He was hungry, you know. So, but he did his own thing, and life worked out the way
thing
that
he
it did
did it.
because he had continued hard work, determination, never giving up.
Jamie, get your staff some better technology.
Dude, they need to get better computers,
Using,
man.
like,
These
2000s
poor
Dell.
older women, dude. Like they're putting on the reading glasses, like you know, Francis, you have 91 cents in the bank account. No, miss, I do not have 91 cents in the bank
hold
account.
on, hold
I think you're reading that wrong.
Do you not watch my podcast?
Hilarious, yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, leave it in the comments. Let us know what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, seriously, let us know what you guys
Please, I
think.
want to see some hefty debates. I want
Yeah.
y'all clawing at each other's throats
do
in
a
those
poll
This was
in the
good.
comments.
comments?
And
We
this
can do
and
a
the
poll,
second
right?
one I want
Yeah,
you guys
do
to
a
do
poll.
is let us know chicken or the egg. You know, let us know.
That's
Let
what
us
you
know.
said
I'm
earlier. I'm
team
going
So-
chicken.
I have a different stance. On
So if
the
you're going
and the
chicken
egg
right now, then
specifically.
you're
egg
going
side.
made.
I'm on egg.
Yeah, so I'm on egg due to
Why are you going egg?
evolutionary
yeah.
evolution? Because again, like
Where
so-
does an egg spawn from?
Wait,
well
but
from the other thing. So
the argument
birds-
is that when it comes out, it's now mutatedly different, so it is no longer that.
All right, here's my question for you. The first human born, how was it born?
from a primate.
Primate evolution.
Well, so I'm going to take it all the way back to like DNA.
Yeah.
Does DNA get hatched in an egg?
Well, DNA.
Exactly. You see how
DNA
stupid you look?
combine-
Hold on,
RNA
Before
combines
eggs
from
even
two
were even a
different-
fucking
How
thing.
is the ape originally born?
The eggs from the fish.
from the
Before an
previous
egg was even a
being.
thing, where did the first fish?
But
go?
how did then the
a
first
fish became a
being become
fish
born?
from
Evolutionary
just DNA
mutation.
kind of growing
What did they
into
first
what it is.
mutate
grow
from?
and-
A different primate.
And then the fish became
But
a
what
fish,
did
which
that
was able to lay
mutate from?
eggs.
A different primate.
And then what did that
We all
mutate
started
I'm
from
saying the
an
first
atom.
primate that mutated.
Atoms
you're
don't
saying,
start in eggs.
You're saying,
And the
what are
atom
you saying?
evolved
But it's a
into,
different being.
into
Yeah.
something
I
that was
get that,
able
but
to
Tom,
find,
how did they
finally
come
made
about?
the egg.
Well, it's a constant process from
So I'm going
single
with the
cell
atom.
in the Devonian era. all
Somebody
the
was
way.
put on the earth, and then they birthed people. That's what happened.
End of story.
That's what happened.
Book of Revelation.
End of story. End of story, man. Because no, I mean, dude, you keep
Hey, we're on
saying,
the same page here now.
dude, it's true. I like that. We're on the same
All right,
side of
Tom,
the
let's take
argument.
them all.
All right,
I'm
so
getting
let's go.
This is real life.
Episode 44, guys.
44, guys.
This was a good one. This is a good one. I don't like being argumentative with you guys.
Me neither.
Can we bring it in right now? Yeah. Our differences don't matter. At the end of the day, you know what came first? Fucking Lexington.
Yes,
Fucking
sir.
Lexington did. Yes, sir.